Okay, second patch day. Today I will do the new Pandæmonium raid. It was very difficult not to get any spoilers for that one, or at least as little spoilers as possible. Now, yesterday my voice was okay, but I guess my boss actually gave me a cold. So there's something in my throat right now that just doesn't really behave well. It's not because I had to talk yesterday for the main scenario, just something isn't quite right as it should be. So when I'm saying I didn't get spoiled, I do know a few things already about the new raid. I do know who the enemies are, sadly, all four. I did hear some of the music, but I don't know the fights. That I can say. I'm completely blind for the fights, except for the small part that Yoshi P showed us during the live letter. The rest I have no idea. So that's new for me. And obviously I also have no idea about the story. I only heard it's pretty great ending to the Pandaemonium raid. Let's see. Eater of Souls. Prisoner breathes a sigh of relief at your arrival. Okay. Mingno had a feeling you would arrive soon. Urgent tidings always seem to carry you in their wake, after all, and Master Fortuno recently sent word regarding his investigation. It seems he has uncovered information regarding Professor Claudian's whereabouts and the sudden appearance of Pandæmonium in the Ethereal Sea. You would do well to meet with him at once. If you have no objections, I ask that you proceed to the Atheoscope forthwith. I shall make the necessary arrangements and join you shortly. That's new. Nothing's happening, okay. That's definitely Pandæmonium music. Thank you for answering my summons with haste. Let us forego formalities and jump straight to the heart of the matter. Namely, the whereabouts of Professor Claudian, who has not been seen since his ill-advised journey to Asisla. Subsequent expedition discovered an airship in the vicinity of the Ethereochemical Research Facility. Although the vessel clearly belonged to the professor, he was nowhere to be found. There were signs that someone, perhaps the man himself, had forced their way into the facility, so this trail was duly followed. However, the trail led nowhere, in the most literal sense. It was almost as if an entire sect of the facility had been wrested from existence. Further investigation confirmed the expedition party's suspicions. Nigh on an entire sector of Asisla has been teleported elsewhere. Teleported to where? Here were its elegant facilities reconstructed as the halls of Pandæmonium, to great success, as you can see. So it's actually a part of Asisla. Okay. That means Professor Claudian is there in that monstrous fortress? That is our leading theory. We are certain enough, at least, to risk sending you into its depths in search of the missing man. Yeah, that's okay. I can go. Yet before we do, there's another pressing matter. While Pandæmonium may appear firmly sealed, an unknown entity was recently spied crawling forth from its gates. We observed its behavior with the aethioscope, and to our horror witnessed it gorging upon the surrounding ether like a ravenous beast. What? They must be stopped! The ethereal sea harbors the souls of the departed. It is the wellspring from which all creatures are born. If its flow were disturbed, life itself might cease to be. Precisely. Its safety must be our first priority. Rid us of this menace, now. Then we will be at liberty to investigate what wicked machinations are afoot. Leave it to me, where is it? Or have you seen it lastly? This memory crystal was recovered from Claudian's airship. Take it with you. It may yet provide some insight into the enigma of Pandæmonium. Without Themis, there will be no army of Fathom warriors. I realize you are more than capable in combat, but are you certain you'll be alright? Should I go with the first one? Yeah. Themis isn't the only one who can summon our illusory allies. He isn't? Why, of course, I should have known someone of your talents would master even the ancient arcane arts. Apologies for my failure of imagination. Don't worry. Once we are freed from the looming spectre of Pandæmonium, you must promise to share your knowledge. For the sake of thorough reports, of course. In the meantime, I shall focus my efforts on providing you with what information and support I can. Well appreciated. I shall gather research from the confluent to construct a means to convey you to your destination. The rest is in your hands. The 9th circle now accessible. Well, anything new? In truth, my days are stuffed to the brim, what with all the record-taking and document fetching. But no worry. But worry not. The knowledge that the realm's survival hinges on my efforts sustains me. At this depth, the ethereal sea itself poses little real danger, but we know not what else awaits you. I shall monitor your health from a distance, that we might leap to your aid should a crisis be at hand. Ah, that was too quick. So let's see. The 9th circle. It's gathering souls. Interesting, it's voiced. Mythic creation... Kokitos? I don't know. Kokitos, something like that. Probably raid wipe. I don't know. Yeah. Kind of always is the first one. Ravening. And Garina is small too. What did it eat? First piece upon surrounding souls. Gun strength. Fire. Breathe. Okay, they grow.
My elfin breath is laced with magics.
And Blizzard 3, so it's just showing us what it's doing.
I find you.
And the other one is shrinking through. Dual spell, now both. Probably.
I find you.
Global spell. This shouldn't kill you. What?
Another fleeting diversion.
Is it just toying with us? Knockback. Let's go here.
The first drops are always the sweetest.
Rare combination. Why does it have different voices? Is it actually taking the voices from whatever souls it's eating? Now green one. This soul of the beast being part of an ancient Therion. Okay. Ah, that's easy enough. Ow. That was a blue soul again.
Disturbed once again.
Soul of the Mage, ruling power of ancient Magos.
Flames take you. Entertain me, my darlings.
Ice Flame summoning.
Ice binds you.
Now ice. Dual spell.
Flames take you. This shouldn't kill you.
Global spell, that's leading again. Running? Which one now? The red one? Where's the red? Soul of the Martialist, wielding the power of an ancient... what's this? Pancratist? Oh, I didn't read. Swing kick, okay, that's front. Good. I was wondering why everyone was on the back. Now I know. That wasn't too bad. Okay, souls seem to be released. Well, let's hope. Good. First one done. Impressive work, Ming, no? The theories, their memories of your tenacity were not embellished in the slightest. So this is probably Athena. And why did I have to play the Black Shroud music from 1.0? It still haunts me. Well, probably because of that. Do not be alarmed. A proper introduction shall set your mind at ease. Yeah, I am Athena, chief keyword of Pandæmonium, wife to Labrea and mother of Erechthonius, sorry. It's just Eric. And it is I who made Pandæmonium anew in the underworld. In a manner of speaking, I am the source of all your recent troubles. I must say, I did not imagine I would meet you in this age. A slight miscalculation perhaps, a fortunate one. For your deeds in the past have left quite an impression on me. Why deeds? I understand you have reason to be worried, but I assure you there is no need. I know not what Labrea told you of me, but all that I have done out of sincere scientific curiosity. That appetite yet remains, even after my rebirth. Conflict is the furthest thing from my mind, and I ask that you at least hear me out before brandishing your weapon. Well, speak then. Yeah, gonna go with this one. So you have no intention of halting your research? I have not endured this long journey to let my dream of godhood go unrealized. The souls of the ethereal sea and the man who you call Claudian are indispensable to my work. Worry not, for I treat all my tools with care, especially those with which I will grasp godhood. So she hasn't given up. You are as stubborn as Labrea, I see. Although I seek in earnest, you refuse to hear the meaning of my words. Perhaps you would be better served by a different teacher. Luckily, you already possess the tools I require to make one for you. Okay. Yes, that crystal teems with memories. Memories of two souls you know quite well, Labrea and Eric Thonius. So it's there, Chris? I don't get it. I shall stitch them into the fabric of two errant souls, that with their help you may come to see clearly. What are you doing? And why are they in there? You, how? Where are we? Surely these two have much to tell you of me, and I would have you listen. Perhaps then you shall better understand me, my desire for godhood. There is another, but their soul has proven difficult to work with, however. With these memories I shall very well manage to weave together something presentable. You have a place in my plans. I do hope that in time you come to realize that cooperation is the best path forward. What the heck are you planning, miss? Hey, Labrea. I have little understanding of where we are, yet somehow I am unsurprised to find you here. At present, I have more questions than answers. Perhaps you can help me address this inequity. There is somewhere is there some we can speak without fear of interruption? Something isn't quite right here. Why are you over there? Why are you so afraid? How unexpected. I do hope we can consider them allies. One with an aura of overwhelming authority and another that seems uncomfortable in his own skin. I believe I understand just well enough to be thoroughly intimidated. Labrea? Some hints I can glean from the surroundings, but I would prefer you simply cut through this knot of questions. Eric? I don't know how long it's been, Mengno, but it's good as ever to see your face. Would that it were under more conventional circumstances. Just where are we, and what events have led to this unexpected reunion? Ah yes, I remember you telling us about this memory crystal. To think that it contained our memories. This is a lot to take in, not least of all the facts that you hail from the future. I searched for you after a time, but could find no trace. Now I know why. Yeah, I'm sorry. I guess I'm sorry. Our age had its share of surprises, if my memories are to be believed. The supposedly world-ending Foundays came upon us, yet here we are in a future where you, at least, exist. So they know about the Foundays. Do we overcome the despair that befallen us? That befalls us? Do we find a way to live on? Well, something like that, yeah. But it's difficult. Especially with La Brea here, in front of me. Questions without simple answers, it seems. Let us take heart that life endured in some form. As but memories, we may never have the luxury of the larger picture. So they are only memories, they're not the actual La Brea and Eric. Regardless, now that it has come to pass, this future must be protected from Athena's scheming. Let this conviction guide our every action. Agreed, but as memories given fleeting form, we are bereft of any physical or magical talents. We cannot aid you in battle. Nay, Athena meant us to speak and nothing more. But though we may be tools, we need not be slaves to her whims. We will tear ourselves from her grasp and shatter her ambitions. I must wonder how she knew of our history with Ming, no? I mean, in the 8th circle we did see some eyes in the background, so I guess that was her. Likely she possessed some means by which to observe events within Pandaemonium, either while they were occurring or after the fact. Regardless, her knowledge far exceeds our own, a shortcoming we must remedy at once. We would do well to learn more of the Pandæmonium now dominating the landscape of souls. Mingna's colleagues would doubtless prove to be of value in that respect. If they actually will help, but they look still too scared. Let's take this one. Pa, 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 pa. Are those two over there researched from this area? We must share what we know at once, that we might piece together this vexing puzzle. I mean, for research they aren't really curious right now. Anyway. Pandæmonium awakens. La Brea is eyeing the frightened researchers with a mix of curiosity and derision. What the heck is derision? I told you English is not my first language, so...
Derision.
Derision, okay. I said that correctly, I guess. Derision. Why do you companions hesitate to approach? We may be unusual visitors, but time is of the essence. Bring them here. Yeah, so don't be afraid, come on. You're researchers. Although you may be but a confluence of memory, it is an honor to meet the personage I have only read of Mingna's reports. As a researcher, this is beyond exciting, but I admit to no small measure of fear as well. I know what you mean, I can scarcely stop my legs from shaking. We are powerless to do aught but speak. I see no reason why you should be afraid. It isn't my life I fear for, I only fear that I might not have the chance to ask you all the questions now burning a hole in my mind. Oh, really? We stand before two of the ancients, who hold priceless knowledge beyond the ken of any of our peers. But what purpose does fear serve if not to be confronted and conquered? To that end we shall share with you our records, and perhaps together we can find the threads which will lead us to safety out of this conundrum. Information shall be our most precious resource, for that is the only weapon we can wield in these forms. Our memories are at your complete disposal. We can start with Athena, whose thirst for discovery would see all life consumed. Her desires haven't changed. Still, she seeks to transcend her mortal existence so that she might unravel the mysteries of life. She would become a god. A nebulous concept, but Athena had her own ideas on what divinity entailed. In her mind, a god can create souls at will. Thus, she chose the underworld, or the Ethereal Sea as it is known in this age. So, the Ethereal Sea already existed back... Yeah, makes sense. And they called it underworld, okay. As the staging ground for her final experiments. Here lies a practically bottomless well of ether. A practically bottomless well of ether. Even if it means stemming the flow of life itself, she intends to continue her work. She thinks of nothing else. We caught a glimpse of Athena as we came into this world. Her smile, her voice, they were just as I remember. Without even realizing it, I found myself feeling an affection for her. Don't look at me like I've gone mad. I'm not asking you to join her side. I know the true Eric would never want that. But these emotions remain. In memory, if nowhere else. We shall remain here to compile what information we can. You must infiltrate Pandaemonium and seek out Athena. Leave it to me. I would ask that you leave the memory crystal with us. It may hold secrets which have yet to be unveiled. Sure, have it. All that's left is to cross that menacing threshold. Shall we take a closer look? I have one question for you. Does the word Orosite mean odd to you? Orosite. Why yes, there are a few records of its existence. It mainly makes appearances in the legends of Ivalice and in tales concerning the Ascians Laha... Yeah. Well, in tales concerning an entity known as an Ascian. This personage is associated with a black Orosite known as the Heart of Sabik, a source of considerable power. So they actually are going down this route of the Heart of Sabik. I see. So time has not buried it. So will we finally find out what it is? Looks like it. From the outside, Pandemonium looks no different than it does in the past. However, there is no guarantee that the inside will be familiar. You would do well to secure the area near the entrance first. Once it has been cleared of threats, La Brea and I can approach and we shall begin our exploration of the interior. The portal should convey you to Pandemonium's gates. I hardly need to tell you to keep your weapon at the ready. Interesting. And it says it's the demon's nest. I knew you would come. Hey, Themis. I never lost faith that we would meet again. I told you as much, did I not? I understand you may be confused. I was, too, at first. You see, I'm not the true Themis. I was made by Athena, molded from one of the many souls at her disposal. I am only an illusion built from memory, no more real than La Habrea or Eric. Even so, I believe I have a grasp of the situation. This is the distant future. A future where Athena lives once more, although the means of her rebirth are yet beyond me. You are here to stop her. Have I the right of it so far? Yes. But something is weird in your speech. Very good. I would be disappointed if you did not rise to her challenge. Although I am sorry to say that I cannot aid you. My creator has tampered with my essence, and I am oddly inclined to act in her interests. Ah, here we go. I can do naught but offer you words of warning. We will fight, and it cannot be avoided. Aww. There is no need for that pained expression. Remember, I am but an illusion. Nothing worth shedding tears for. Yeah, I would feel terrible if I had to trance Elizabeth again. Or should I not say again? I know not what is in your mind, but I must stress once again that I cannot defy the urge to stand against you. Athena's hold over me is unyielding. Still, I would ask that you listen carefully for the advice I offer you now. Athena has prepared a new vessel to replace Eric so that she may become a god. By gathering the souls readily available in the Sea of Ether, she tempers her own essence. Yet the souls are faint, diffuse. She doubts whether they are sufficient for her goals. So she has turned her gaze to you. Despite your thin ether, you managed to lay Hephaestus low, and Athena would know the secret of your strength. To that end, she has prepared an experiment for her observation. Fight for your life against Athena's creation, and in doing so, give her the knowledge she desires. But that means if I don't fight, she won't... well, she probably will find a way. Here we go. That's pretty gross. But very well animated. And the wing too. Okay. Oh, looking good from the outside. So they have no idea what's happening in there. Good for them. What's happening? Athena has made her move. We must find a way to reach her, or all is lost. We can do little but hope for Minio's success. Ooh, black and white. Pandaemonium. Once a mass of lifeless stone, now imbued with a soul. Athena has grown much since her death at La Habrea's hand. Although the souls she created are imperfect, they act with absolute obedience. I know you shall cut your way through this monster. as you have so many others. Then you shall come before me. Do not hesitate to do what you must, for that is the only way to stop Athena. Anything we can see here? That is a very detailed design. Why does it look like this is actually a path? Well, we will see later, I guess. Same music as before, but that's good, I guess. It's slowly crawling towards us. I actually wonder how long this magic still holds. Well, I shan't complain.
I am Pandæmonium. From countless failures have I wrought miracles. Into soulless vessels I breathe life.
Almost sounds like Wolfrey in a certain way. Demoniac dungeon Pandaemonium. Ugh.
You will go no further.
Have to go pretty close, to be honest.
Like a spider, I
Silk
spin my
spit.
web. This prison offers no escape.
Oh. Interesting. Ultima. Yeah, just damage.
I mustn't disappoint Lady Athena.
Oh, those were donuts, okay.
Stay where you are.
Multiple hits on tanks. Interesting.
Like unto chains.
That's new. More webs.
A tangled morsel awaiting death.
Yeah, we can go over there now, it seems. Interesting.
All paths lead back to me.
Ugh. That neck, though.
I operate of
Parted plumes. Easy enough.
A tangled morsel, awaiting death.
Again, entangling web. The bridges are back up, okay. Only on this side though.
All paths lead back to me. These bars are unbreakable.
Now we could probably have to go over here. Yep. And I guess back, otherwise it will break soon. Yeah, Ultima. That will probably break the tether, right? No, not yet. Okay.
I am Pandæmonium, and these cells are mine. Stay where you are. Bear yourselves to me.
Harrowing hell. I don't like that.
Your punishment shall be unending.
Ow. That was pretty far. Parted plumes again. Okay.
I'll give you special cells.
I'm not sure a non-tank wants to step in these.
Your soul scream.
Oh, those are the high ones, so this time it's donuts. Good. Big if doom. If oh. Okay.
These bars are unbreakable. Stay where you are. Wet like unto chains.
Silk spit.
All paths lead back to me.
Heavy. Why was I heavied? That was mean.
For Athena, for Mother.
Again, Ultima. I mean, so far so good. Not too difficult. At least I don't think so.
Your soul free.
We missed one. Two, even. Oh, it's a donut. No, it's not a donut.
Like unto chains.
That was the other one. Okay.
These bars are unbreakable.
Now we have to go over here this time. Okay, good.
Stay where you are. With like unto chains.
That really didn't go too well.
All paths lead back to me.
You don't have any healer left, so... Well, 10% is probably not doable.
Your soul free.
Yeah. Let's go again.
You will go no further. Like a spider, I spin my web. This prison offers no escape. I mustn't disappoint Lady Athena.
This time it's the donuts, yeah.
Stay where you are. Like unto chains. tangled morsel, awaiting death. All paths lead back to me. I operate the limits of Lady Athena's power! Stay where you are. A tangled morsel, awaiting death. All paths lead back to me. These bars are unbreakable. I am Pandæmonium, and these cells are mine!
Donut. There we go. Very difficult to see.
Stay
But it's not difficult to see what they are, but it's difficult to react in time.
Bear yourselves to me.
Oh, no, that one. Okay.
Your punishment shall be unending. For Athena, for Mother. I'll give you special cells. Your soul screams. Webs like unto chains. These bars are unbreakable. Stay where you are. Webs like unto chains. paths lead
Well, it
back
doesn't
to
really
me.
help me if they don't. Yup.
For Athena. For Mother.
Didn't break the tether. Well, I mean, I was there in the back, they couldn't. They probably didn't see me. So that's okay.
Your soul. Free. Webs like unto chains. These bars
Yep,
are
here we go.
unbreakable. Stay where you are. Webs like unto chains. All paths lead back to me. For Athena. For Mother.
Now.
Your soul is free. Webs like unto chains. These bars are unbreakable.
Here we go. Yeah, that was good. That was a good fight. There are still some things I don't quite know how to deal with, but other than that, worked quite well. Okay. 2 down, 2 to go. I guess. Hmm? So, what will we see? What heck is that? Themis? That was a beautiful display as always. I stand enchanted by your grace in battle. Magno is that? Pandæmonium's final gate has been cast wide. I shall await your arrival beyond. Apologies for not coming sooner. This base is enveloped by some fell energy and we couldn't risk venturing through it before taking due precautions. Were my eyes mistaken? Was that Themis? Well, it wasn't. Tell us what you know. We must consider our next course of action carefully. Sure. So basically what you did see, those were some vague memories. There's also one in the back here. What's this about? And one here. That must have been Themis, but how? Well, I just told you, didn't I? I ought to have anticipated this. If she bore witness to past events within Pandæmonium, Athena would have found Elidibus impossible to overlook. Few possess such a talent for magics, to say naught of the emissary's discerning judgment. And so she found his soul upon the tides of the ethereal sea, and used his memories to craft a puppet that would serve her whims. But is what Themis true? She imbued Pandæmonium itself with a soul? To breathe life into that which should never live. Athena's research is fast approaching its circularum. Fortunately, with the information shared with us by your friends, we've made some strides towards figuring out how to stop her. A crystal called the Heart of Sabik may be the key. But where is it? I personally thought it blew up when Ultima got destroyed. Well, who knows? The researchers related a quick but thorough history of events leading to the present. The surrounding of the star, the emergence of the Asians, and the calamities that they brought to bear upon the realm. Tales that, under other circumstances, we would have considered childish fantasy, but not for a name that rang true to Habrea's memories. Which name? The Heart of Sabik. To you, the secret of the Ultima weapons might not leave the spell known as Ultima, and the source of enduring mystery. We are told that a general from the Gallian Empire was gifted this oracite by an Asian, that the Ultima weapon might be perfected. The identity of this shadowy benefactor, however, remains a curious unknown. So they didn't tell him. Might be better. You seem to be of a veritable trove of uncommon knowledge. If there is aught you are withholding... Should we actually tell him it was him? Well, probably. Maybe not yet. Very well. At present, the Heart of Sabik itself is of great moment. It is a creation of Athena's made during her time with the words of La Brea. Oh. And that's why I like Lalafell, because we can actually stretch our eyes really wide open. This predates even Pandæmonium's construction. She brought before us a crystal that she claimed to have chanced upon, saying it contained immense power. She dubbed it Orosite, studying it with a rather unusual even for her. The eventual fruit of her efforts was a Stygian crystal unlike aught we had ever seen, the Heart of Sabik. What is Orosite? How did she find this Orosite? Did Athena encounter Ultima, the High Seraph, perchance? Ooh. The first and the last are pretty interesting. Gonna go with the last one. An unexpectedly specific question. I gather that the Heart of Sabik is not the only Orosite in this era. Regardless, I know naught of this High Seraph. Too bad. Athena was never forthcoming as to how she found the crystal, though we came to suspect that it was not of our star. Much later we discovered that Orosite magnifies the desires of those who come into contact with it. This would do much to explain Athena's actions following her recovery of the crystal. Alas, this realization came too late. By the time I moved to see the Orosite and its insidious influence away, Athena's plot had already been laid. So what became of the Heart of Sabik? I took it from Athena's laboratory after I ended her life. The density of the ether within was unlike anything I had observed. I knew its capacity for destruction, but further analysis proved impossible. I elected to safeguard it myself. Of course, you wanted everything for yourself, La Brea, of course. It is possible that Athena herself obscured the crystal's contents. Even were her memories stored within, I would have remained in ignorance. If she included some mechanism by which to give these memories form, as she did with our own, she would be reborn. Ironic that I should have protected those very memories in the name of safeguarding the star. Fate is loath to see mistakes go unpunished. The monster unleashed Ultima. I can only guess that it was Athena's hand that placed such magic within the Heart of Sabik. If so, it's only natural she would gift her own creations with such terrible power. The emissary's judgment. La Brea would discuss lingering questions concerning Athena. I have told you all I know of Athena and the many secrets she kept hidden from the world. If she indeed stored the memories within the Heart of Sabik, we must ask ourselves how they were awakened in this age. When was the crystal last sighted? I would say during my fight. I don't think I've seen it since. In which you triumphed, but failed to recover the heart. Yet according to your colleagues, there was another on the battlefield that day, an Asian. And this self-same Asian has later struck down at a location known as the Ethereochemical Research Facility. I've heard that name, and recently, site of Professor Claudian's disappearance. Indeed, he was tracing an ethereal signature resembling that of the memory crystal in his possession. A signature that may well have belonged to the Heart of Sabik, in which case it is no coincidence that Athena's awakening followed. But what reason would he have to bring her back to life? Was his mind not his own? Yet more questions without answers. Although Athena's essence is that of memory, her magics have not suffered for lack of a physical body. The world is now should not be possible, but she must have found a suitable vessel. If Elizabeth is to be believed, she readies this vessel for godhood, and is perilously close to success. It beggars belief. As you will know, you were the linchpin of her ambition. Yours was the only form that could contain the immense power Athena required, and it has long since turned to dust. As pleasant as this discussion is, we require more information if we're to unravel this mystery. You know who awaits you, Mingno? Themis. I fear you won't find him so cooperative as we're accustomed to. We know how vast the space beyond these gates may be, but somewhere within lurks Athena, with Elizabeth leashed at her side. This may be a simplistic theory, but hear me out. If Themis arose from his memories intact, he will be eager to see a reason. We need only break the magics that bind him to regain our old ally. When I had fallen under Hephaestus' influence, you didn't stop trying until I was freed. I would ask that you do the same for Themis. Though none of us are real in the conventional sense, I feel it must be done. Themis would never have wished to be your enemy. You think so? Well, not Themis, probably. While Eric's perspective is a sentimental one, Elizabeth may possess privileged knowledge. To question him, unimpeded by magics, would be ideal. Oh, I hate this name. This broke free of her bonds in her final moments. Suggestion that Athena's hold weakens under the weight of combat. You might use the same principle to unshackle Elizabeth's mind. But remember our very nature is fragile. Even if he inhabits a vessel with which to meet you in battle, I'm certain it is not meant to endure. If left weakened for too long, his ether may dissipate back into the ethereal sea. You had best act quickly. Given form so that he may serve as a tool to unlock the secret of your strength, Themis is unable to defy Athena's whims and now stands against you in battle. However, you know that his heart wishes to stand by your side as he did in ages past, so you resolve to break Athena's hold by any means necessary. Then you might join forces once again to walk through Pandaemonium's gates and fell the evil which lays beyond. And will he be voiced? I hope so. Everybody else was voiced until now, so Kamas, give us Elizabeth's voice, please.
I suppose I have Athena to thank for this incarnation. I have long considered how I might stand against you, I admit. In transformation, I present to you my truth. I am Elizabeth.
Oh, nice. Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
My heart quivers in anticipation. Will light embrace or darkness consume?
Yeah, I thought so. That was too simple to just be a normal dash. Where are now rings? Oh, that one is out. Okay. So that one is in. Good. Oops, I was too early. Dark and light.
The balance must needs be maintained.
Sigils of Discord. Dark.
Will you be judged worthy to exist? These magics are not for you to reap.
Okay. And that one is probably stay out. Yeah. I wonder if that place that we are fighting in once used to be the place for the convocation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 seats. So that might be the case. Those were the seats for the convocation's meetings.
Will light embrace or darkness consume?
So in. And that one is out. Good. Onto here, okay. That one is in again. Raid wide. And bleed too, okay. Ba da ba 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 ba.
The balance must needs be maintained. Will you be judged worthy to exist?
Only probably we can see our own and not the other ones. Yeah, good.
These magics are not for you to reap.
Does arm's length work? Yep, works. Good. That's helpful. Dark and light again. Sigils of Discord.
Will light embrace or darkness consume?
Oh, that's mean.
Will you be judged worthy to exist?
The question is, when do you have to stand in there? Only when he does that attack? And now run away. Sticks. That's the same thing that... Yeah, that's the same attack that we did see on Zodiac. Makes sense.
I am the emissary, and I shall never die. Now to take your
It's both tanks and healers on this one. Easy to see now with the different...
These magics are not for you to wield.
Now we can now have different colors in the names.
Will you be judged worthy to exist?
That makes it easier for potential solutions for Savage. Not that I actually will do Savage anytime soon, still I hope I will get a group one day, but that one will be away.
Warriors forged in my own image.
And what is this one? Oh, okay. I see.
These magics are not for you to wield. Power from beyond!
That's quite a nice fight. I like this one. Not just because it's La Brea. I mean, not La Brea. Elizabeth. Just a nice fight in general. Very easy to read. Great music. And voiced attacks. What else could you wish for? Well, and story because of where we are right now, with the 14th seats. Do we have each of the sigils?
Now to take your measure.
This one will be in. Do have one over here
Magics are not for you.
and one over here. That's the same one, I think.
Will you be
Yeah, it's all the same.
worthy to exist?
There we go. I really like that fight. That was a good one. And out there, that's probably the first more or less real glimpse of Amarat. Well, I mean, that would be what Athena holds in her memories of Amarat. Or Themis, we don't know. What do you have to say? The fog has lifted. I knew that Athena's magics magnified the desires of their victim at the expense of aught else, but I never guessed that what desire of mine she could exploit. Since the moment we met, I have made plain my interest in you, my desire to understand your nature. I suppose that curiosity extended to how each of us would fare in a match of strength. What is this? Free. Then I am no longer needed. She let go of him. Do not look so crestfallen, my friend. These few moments of clarity are more than I could have asked for. Me too, to be honest. Actually true, you must render judgment of Athena's action. So we will stop him, give him some of our ether to halt his fall. Seems that it has worked. You have grasped the fraying strands of my being and tied them together with your own. Nevertheless, I feel that I am here on borrowed time. I only hope that I can see you through the last of our battles. Until then, I will cherish every moment. Me too. Oh, that image. I am Elizabeth, the emissary. As such, it falls upon me to judge Athena, who would disrupt our carefully maintained balance to fulfill her own desires. I swear I shall not waver in this duty. Let us return to Eric and Labrea. There is much I would share with you before we embark upon our final ascent. The four of us are together once again. Although I may not have directly experienced your adventures, my memories make our bond as real as any other. As I surmised, Olympus was constructed with the strength to see your battles done. Yet I fear his ether may not sustain him through another. Yeah, he doesn't have to fight anymore. Eric? Themis. It's good to see you. I knew Mingno would guide you to our side once again. I am grateful. He had the patience to tolerate my lapse in manners. Athena's hold upon me is broken, and I pledge every moment of my remaining time to seeing that she answers for her deeds. Very good. To that end, I would have you share what you know of her plan. Of course. As mentioned, Athena possessed a vessel that may serve in the creation of a god. It is someone Mingno knows well, a man by the name of Claudian. By a twist of fate, his body proved to be the ideal for Athena's purpose. I wonder why. The creation of a person requires not just body, soul or memory, but rather all three. We are made from the memories of our ancient counterparts, etched upon drifting souls and given form through the infusion of ether. We lack a physical body, yet you can see and feel us all the same. Athena's different. She has carved her memories into Claudian's soul, while it was still within its body, and thus made both her own. But even she is prone to error. After the Sundering, beings became more fragile in both body and soul, and this difference prevents Athena from realizing the full extent of her desires. So that's why she has turned her sights towards Mingno. His uncommon strength rivals even the mightiest of our age. By scrutinizing his feats in battle, Athena aims to deduce the secret of Mingno's powers, and use it to fortify her own vessel. Oh, that was a hard one for me. Only then will the accumulation of her research be at hand. Actually, the second one makes most sense. Can't we simply remove Athena's memories from Claudian's body? An arduous task, but not impossible. Athena can inscribe herself upon another soul, but she cannot erase its will. If we awaken Claudian's spirit to the reality of his bondage, he might be compelled to wrest his body from Athena's clutches. We still don't know why she chose Claudian, but makes him more suited than anybody else. Or anyone else. Although I've never spoken to Claudian, I did witness an incident that may prove revelatory. When instructing the vessel to do her bidding, she called it by a familiar name. Erichthonius. So basically he is Eric's reincarnation. It is as I thought. Our course of action is clear. We must lay Athena low and rescue Claudian. A difficult task to be sure, but one which the present company is more than capable of achieving. Why would Athena use my name? More questions and few answers to go around. A mother's touch. La Habrea would discuss the plan to bring about Athena's end. Themis, you may have just handed us the key to rescuing Claudian. What must we do? First and foremost, we must confront Athena. She must be made vulnerable, as Elidibus was. Yet our opponent stands on the verge of godhood. As we are now, she would unmake us in an instant. Megna, we have no choice but to place the burden of our fate, and the fate of many more besides, squarely upon your shoulders, my small Lalafell shoulders. I trust you have no objections? Objections no, concerns yes. I mean, we don't know what happens to Claudian, to be honest. Though we know not what form Athena will take, I have faith that your skill will see us through this trial, and it has many times before. Yeah, I actually also don't know how she looks like. At least that one I didn't get spoiled on. That's good for me. And we all appreciate Megna's willingness to fling himself at the unknown. However, we have yet to hear how this will liberate Claudian. I have a plan. Do not trouble yourself over the details. Come on, La Habrea. Same goes for you, Megna. You must focus the entirety of your attention on Athena. She will not be easily bested, even by one of your prowess. Not powers, prowess. Then let us trust in La Habrea and prepare for the battle to come. If you say so. Before we face Athena, I must know. If she had never discovered the Orus site, had never fallen under its influence, would she have lived a normal life? Would she have been a mother to me? I have asked myself the same questions, questions with no answers, I fear. But let us put them out of our mind. There is something we must discuss, and I would do so not as La Habrea, but as a father to his son. Even though they're just memories, they still cling to what they were, which is nice to see. The 12th circle. What do you have to say? Athena maintains absolute control over this space. Beyond the gate, she has doubtless built herself an abode worthy of a god, and now awaits the arrival of her supplicants. For now we place our trust in you, the rest must wait until we have Athena before us. Right now, Athena must be the sole focus of your attention. She shall not hesitate to exploit any weakness she can sense. The chief key warden of Pandæmonium's appetite for godhood has been made only more keen by 12 millennia of slumber, and even her own flesh and blood are not but tools with which to feed her hunger. No sacrifice too great, no price too high, Athena would see all life extinguished if it brought her even one ilm closer to her ultimate goal. Her wicked ambitions can be suffered no longer, so you must journey into Pandæmonium's heart and cut out their source. There is another one down over here, but 1, 2, 3, and the eye. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the eye. Let's see. And how will she sound like?
You have done well to reach the seat of godhood. Now, bear your souls to me.
Music is starting, come on. Athena. Ooh. That's an interesting one. Eyes closed. Okay. One, two, three. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Super chain theory. I would say here. That looks like a donut. Yep. Another super chain theory. By the way, don't look at the skills I'm using. I have no idea what I'm doing, so... Or rather, I mean I know what I'm doing, but I'm more focused on the fight than actually on my rotation. Oh. Natural enchainment. Oh, nice. gonna get even smaller, that's good. Maybe, I don't know. Right, right, left. Oh, it's back. Good. And we are at 50%. Ow. Good. Good. Super chain theory. Right, right, left. No, that's the beam. Okay. I wonder if you can bait them. It's the same chains again in this one. Either just randomly the same that was before, ow. Either it's randomly or just lucky or unlucky to have gotten the same thing twice, or it is really scripted and it's always the same. Yeah, you'll see. And the bait it seems to be. Rather, I was the closest this time and it did target me, so I think it's the same thing happened last time on this one. Now ads. There's a lot of attacks and dodging, it's nothing really difficult to be honest. At least it doesn't seem to be. Meh, I'm alone. Interesting, she says the same words that the other Seraph Ultima said. No, actually, sorry. She's saying the same thing that La Brea said. right, left, right. Looking good this time, I think. Right, right, left. Point 2, point 1, and done. Good. Not really a fan of the fight, but it's rare that I'm a fan of the last fight. Usually the second to last is much better than the last one, for some odd reason, or at least I usually like the second to last fight the most. There we go! Now the conclusion. What will they do with her? How will they get Claudius back? Countless years I've awaited within that stifling crystal, and now, when my dream is finally within reach, you stand in my way. Your dream is no but selfish ambition. Its fulfillment would benefit only you. And why, Athena? At the end of this road to godhood, what did you hope to find? Interesting that he doesn't speak to her like a mother, just as a person. It matters not. The fact remains that she worked against the interests of the star. Even so, I would hear her answer. I would know why my mother cast us aside. How unlike you, Eric. You were never so inquisitive before. Having struck upon a hypothesis, there is but one thing the wise woman desires. Irrefutable proof? Damn, she's creepy right now. My theory was that any true god would see us as we are, imperfect. She would hammer out our flaws and build something greater. To prove this could not but benefit the star, I will give it the perfect stewards, that it might shine brighter than any other. And you would destroy the lives already upon it. In that I'm no different from our peers. Over the course of eons, how many creations have we wrought? Such creatures cannot but usher their inferior predecessors into oblivion. Even without our meddling, nature would take the self-same course. If the destination is the same, is it somehow worse to arrive there by the guidance of a god? I think not. The Oracite made such thoughts irresistible, perhaps, but I cannot have created them from whole cloth. This is Athena's truth. What right have you to pass judgment? You were but a vessel for my masterwork. Your purpose ends there. My only mistake was leaving you possessed of a soul. What are you saying? Poor Ericthonius. Always the last to arrive at the obvious conclusion. I gave birth to you for a single reason, that you might serve as my tool, and like a tool I crafted you to suit my needs, that you might accept my essence when the time came. Of Of course, I also made more amenable to my demands, and ensured that you would feel a cloying affection for your dear mother. However, it seems that my tinkering was insufficient. My very feelings were of your design. You created a boy unable to grasp even the simplest magic, ever hopelessly clinging to his mother's ropes, unable to do otherwise. I was doomed from the start. Yet here you are, standing in defiance of her design. You are more than what she made you. I still feel the sting of it, but with pain comes clarity. You ill deserve to wear the mantle of a god. As stubborn as you are witless, if this star will not be mine, then it serves no purpose. So she just ends it. She aims to obliterate the ethereal sea and stem the flow of life. She will do no such things. She will do no such thing. Before the battle, Labriel told me I was the key to finishing this. Although I'm but an illusion, my soul has crossed eons to find its home in another. One whose body Athena has seen fit to purloin as her own. Much of what I once was now resides in him. Should my memories seize this chance to follow suit, they may resound enough to wake his mind. The Athena inhabits him still. What will become of you? I don't know. But if I can rouse his soul, perhaps it will disrupt Athena's hold. It's the best chance we have. My whole life, others have looked down upon me, but never given up searching for my purpose. But I've never given up searching for my purpose, and I found it. This decision is yours to make, and yours alone. Do as you will, my son. I know you shall make me proud. Ericthonius, do not dare. No, stop this. Your words hold sway over me no longer. My life is my own. And I have found my true family. My power wanes, the vessel rejects me. And there he's back. What is happening? Athena's magic should be impotent, with no body to feel them. Precisely. Athena was the sole force holding the space around Pandæmonium together, and now it crumbles. Although little would change if we were buried here, we cannot let this be Magno's final resting place. Well, and Claudian's. Of all my miscalculations, to think that you would be my undoing, that you would even be capable of defying me. Ah, is there more you would say to me? Or have you decided to return to your dear mother's bosom? Have you brought Claudian back to me? Apologies, but I am only the dregs of your own memory. I can do naught but watch as the evil you've wrought collapses, burying you under its weight. How disappointing. Truly useless to the last. And who made me that way? Ooh, that was a hard one. And they're gone. Questions, questions, and more questions. Why did Claudian set out by himself? What did he see? Oh, I do hope he wakes up soon. At least on the surface, Professor Claudian appears unharmed. We must wait for him to regain consciousness. To judge anything beyond that, I fear. Although Egdonius was naught but a collection of memories, and now his absence pains you. But he acted with resolve, full aware of the potential consequences. Let us look back on this moment not with sorrow, but with pride. You both are the heroes of the day. Athena's ambitions would have swallowed the world had you not stemmed their advance. We shall stay here, both to look over Professor Claudian and ensure that there are no further disturbances in the ethereal sea. You should rest, and I will not take no for an answer. Guided by the past, La Brea watches over Claudian with concern. It seems we can do naught but wait. Perhaps we might discuss a matter which has been troubling me. While your colleague Netiti was enlightening us on the historical events which led to this era, she let slip the name of one of the Asians, La Brea. Although she knew of the figure only from her research, she was most insistent there is no evidence connecting the Asian to myself. Yet I am aware that this La Brea used the heart of Sabik to sow chaos throughout your world, and I would be a fool to deny such strong connections between us. You are the only one present who has met the Asian in question, so I'd ask you directly. Are he and I one and the same? Is my fate to work in the shadows and bring about untold destruction? We still don't really know if it is him or if it is the other half. Because as far as I know, he was sealed again, but we didn't destroy the crystal, so I cannot be certain. A diplomatic answer. I understand the Ascians often use the bodies of others to enact their plots, so it is impossible to say who they truly are. These Ascians, or paragons, I'm told, were ruthless in their schemes to rejoin the sundered worlds. I have heard but a small number of their deeds, and still I find it difficult to comprehend the depths to which they were willing to sink. To choose a path of evil for the sake of the star. I admit this is a decision I would make under the right circumstances. Although the ages may take their toll, my devotion to my duty will never waver. Paying no heed to what might be lost, I will treat the heart of Sabik as a mere tool for my own ends. Never caring to look beyond the surface, I will unleash forces that I fail to truly comprehend and remain blissfully ignorant of my hypocrisis all the while. Ah, it appears Claudian has awakened. Ming now. I have some faint memories of what transpired. You stood against Athena and won. And you were there too. La Habrea. Eucdonius's memories of you dwell within me still. Through unyielding discipline, you hoped to forge a son equal to yourself. But the crucible, I don't know, you placed him in, left scars which were loathed to heal. Yet you were never motivated by selfishness. All you did was in service of your duty. At the least I will hear no more. Though you may possess Ericdonius's memories, you are not him. In rebirth you have become someone else entirely, and you belong to this age. As such, I am your enemy, and an enemy does not deserve sympathy. Of course, I would never condone the actions of the Ascians. But you are not him. You are La Habrea of the Convocation. You spared no effort in saving us from Athena's machinations. For that, you deserve the utmost praise, and my personal thanks. If you insist on deceiving yourself, then so be it. My stance remains unchanged. The most difficult of your trials is behind you, but you may find that Pandæmonium has yet to relinquish the last of its secrets. Among them is the identity of Hephaestus' liberator, who set the very first wheels in motion. There is but one place to find these answers: the past. However, I must insist that you keep silent about Athena's fate. While I doubt it would change the decisions I make, you should not tender us information we could not uncover ourselves. Now that I have said my piece, I shall follow in my son's footsteps. These odious memories will fade to nothing, as was always their fate. Farewell. My time, too, draws near, but I believe I can stay long enough to see this matter through. You shall journey to the past to seek out the truth of La Habrea's words, yes? While Themis himself may have been there to see this encounter, I have the unique opportunity to hear your perspective on the matter. That is, of course, if you will share with me. I look forward to it. I shall take in the ethereal sea one final time as I await your return. So we go back to see what happens and then, yeah, come back here again. I believe we've yet to see the full effect these events will have on the ethereal sea. Once Professor Claudian recovers, we must conduct a thorough investigation. Risuno and I shall return to Aporia and make our report to Master Fortunal at once. Oh, where to begin? I, too, shall stay here and await your return. I could use the rest, and there is a matter I would discuss with you and Themis before we say our farewells. Now all is left to return to Pandæmonium and ask La Habrea to shed light upon its few remaining mysteries. I look forward to your return. Well, let's go and see what he has to say. How these memories got trapped in the crystal. If he did it because he knew maybe there was something up with Athena still. Oh. There are more people here now. We have auto reports. We must free the rest of our colleagues, okay? You're still here? Ah, you must be Meng now. I'm Hegemony, keyword of Abyssos, but I suspect you may already know that. We did meet once before after all, although I was not entirely myself at the time. Thanks to you, however, I can rightly say my faculties are mine once more. At present, I'm taking stock of the damage done to the facility. So she recovered. That Athena would build all this. This isn't all she left behind. Hey there. Magna, I didn't expect to see you again so soon. But it's always a joy. You seem quite happy to be here. Thank you for checking up on us. Did you speak with Hegemony and the other wardens on your way here? The work is long, but we have made great strides in undoing Athena's meddling. Ming, no. Truth be told, I thought you would have little reason to ever visit this place again. It seems I was wrong. Yeah, I'm looking for answers. How neatly you obfuscate your motivations. Do as you will, then. He has gone through the trouble to visit us, so I hardly think courtesy is in order. We brave Pandemonium together. Why not at least share with him our progress? I have relinquished control of Pandemonium to La Habrea. I was never meant to hold it for long, and now such authority resides in rightful hands. With La Habrea's help, we have poured through Athena's research into the Hemitheoi. What is that? Thus we were able to restore Hegemony's mind and body. Ah yeah, those creatures, yeah. Yet there is still much work to be done. Damage to repair, keywords to replace. The tasks are too many to count. But although the path may be long, our progress is steady. I believe we can safely say that Pandemonium will soon function as it did before. Indeed. Before we reach that point, however, there are some matters which must be put to rest. One concerns Pandæmonium itself, and another is a personal matter. Until they are settled, I cannot move forward. It shall not take long. Lack of resolve caused me to delay, but I have chosen my course. These concerns must be weighing heavy. Indeed. Do you intend to share your burdens with us? If you will bear witness, then come. Your arrival at this very moment almost beggars belief, but I shall not ask you to leave. I simply ask that you do not interfere, no matter what may happen. What is he going to do? Stay here. This will be over soon. Why did you call me here, Master Labrea? There is still much to be done if the wardens are to be freed. You have served within Pandaemonium since Athena's time, have you not? That makes you the most senior keyword. Now that Agistis is gone. As such, you deserve to know a secret few others are privileged to hear. One concerning myself. Separating Hephaestus from myself required removing part of my soul. A necessary sacrifice, but one which came at no small cost to my natural talents. I am but a shadow of the man I was at the time of my appointment as Labrea. I could never hope to wield the same magics that Hephaestus used to bind the wardens' minds, let alone break their shackles. That tone of defeat does not benefit your voice, Master Labrea. Do not give in to despair. There is no despair, only truth. I do not confide in you to garner cheap sympathy. Hephaestus left behind fascinating research. His conclusion was that in order to transform a vessel into a Anabaseios, absolute control over their mind was essential. As you well know, the magics used to achieve such dominion exploited strong emotions within their victims' hearts. In the case of Hesperos and Agistis, or whatever her name is, their respect for me. Upon slipping his bonds, Hephaestus took steps to throw Pandaemonium into chaos. With their attention divided, keyword and warder alike were easy targets. But there was an act that came before. Regardless of Hephaestus' powers, prowess, he could not have won freedom on his own. For long days and nights I pondered who might have released him. I could only conclude that Athena's plan were set in motion long ago, when she claimed the mind of one of her admirers. Hegemony. None would question your pride in your position, your devotion to Pandaemonium. But you do not believe I am the one fit to lead it, do you? Your loyalty lies not with my vision for Pandaemonium, Athena's. Master Labrea, whatever has spurred this sudden accusation, I assure you, there is a proper explanation. What are you doing, Labria? Do not approach. As I have already stated, even should I detect Athena's tinkering, I am currently powerless to dispel it. And so I have come to a decision, one which was made with the best interests of our star in mind. In order to build a better future, I require the strength I have lost. So he will fuse back together into one being. I must embrace these odious memories. Mark well this sight, engrave it. You now bear witness to the true Labra. I can imagine this was an easy choice, but it is done. Is she alive? Yes, and she shall remember this lesson well. Athena's puppet no longer, I see. She may yet harbor ill will towards me, but that is a risk I'm willing to take. Our star requires a steady hand to guide it, and now mine is equal to the task. I can no longer allow Pandæmonium to divert my focus. Hegemony, I would ask that you serve me anew. There is no one other more suited to overseeing this prison, none other who will take such pride in their duty. My loyalty to Athena led me to betray you once before. But would you allow me to keep the position of keyword? I require your talents as I require Hephaestus. The past is of no consequence. Very well. In honor of our fallen colleagues, I shall restore this institution to its former glory. Labra is himself once more. He wields his authority without hesitation and thinks not twice once his judgment has sounded. Yet he is different from Athena. He thinks only of the betterment of the star. So long as her duty guides his actions, he shall not share her fate. And should his convictions ever waver, the emissary will set him back on the proper course. Good. If this is the path he chose to walk, then I will walk with him. I will allow our bond to fray no further. As his son, I will support him in the days ahead. I will not ask that you say the same, Igna. You and I stand on peaks separated by vast chasms. Our perspectives shall never align. And never shall one give way to the other, for such is our nature. With that in mind, let us consider any depths between us to be void. Before you leave here, mark well these words. My resolve shall weather loss unfathomable, and yield before no obstacle. Walk your path with the same conviction. Master Labrea saw through me long ago, but now my mind is unclouded, my doubt, and I shall not fail him again. Hephaestus and Labrea were one and the same when he was named as one of the convocation. This change does no need for concern, for all is as it should be. He is now whole again, and probably the one that did in fact do everything that happens on the source. From this day forward, I will do what I can to aid my father. In this way, I shall forge my own future. If not for you, my long slumbering demons may have gone unslain. I would have never been forced to reconsider my true nature. Yet as I said, do not consider this an admission of debt. Now, I believe you have other places to be. Remain here any longer, and I may be inclined to place you in a cell next to one of our more recalcitrant subjects. What the heck is that word? What's that word?
Recalcitrant.
Recalcitrant? Okay. Well, so yeah, he is back himself again, Labrea. So that means that it was not Hephaestus that we thought here on the source. It was actually the whole Labrea. So he was all himself, yeah. And I mean, the thing that he said should prove that he really did everything for his cause. Now I wonder, did he remember that he said this to me, and that's why he wants me to go back first? Could be. I mean, he isn't here anymore, but still. Maybe Themis will also remember. Ah, you returned. I should like to hear of what you discovered, though I believe your friend has business with us first. There you are, Migno. While you were away, Themis brought me up to speed of all that happened while I was held prisoner. His story shone light upon any number of questions that were niggling at my conscience, namely those concerning the ethereal signature emanating from Asisla. Doubtless its source was Athena, reaching out as far as she could from her prison, ever grasping for someone to take Eric's place, grasping for the body his soul resided in. I wanted to ask, when you first found the crystal, were you unable to hear the memories stored within? Indeed, it was only after our research was well underway that I could hearken to its whispers. Contact with the crystal should have awakened the memories, but the passage of time likely changed Eric's soul in subtle ways. Perhaps ethereal resonance was a gradual process in this case. However, being attuned to Eric Thonius exposed you to Athena's voice as well. Doubtless the choice to venture forth into Asisla was not your own, It was Athena's influence working through you. I do recall being strangely fixated on acting alone. I never would have encouraged such recklessness, usually. Although the choice was not entirely my own, I'm still ashamed of my actions. Reflecting is how we plant the seeds of growth, although we must not blame ourselves for events out of our control. That the voice in the crystal belonged to the person from which your soul originated. Well, not even the most brilliant researcher could come to that conclusion. Your reassurance means more than you know. Thank you. Now, one final matter. It concerns the very crystal whose discovery set this adventure in motion. Perhaps sparked by recent events, new light began to shine from within its depth. From my experience, this may indicate that a new memory has floated to the surface, eager to be observed. Oh. For some time, the question of why Labra and Ericdonius would leave such a crystal behind in the first place was lingered in the back of my mind. With Eric's memories and such magical talents as are at my disposal, I believe I can make this final memory manifest for us all to behold. Shall we witness it together? Yeah, let's go. I hope it will answer the last few questions. I leave this memory for you, the future of our star. The final days have come, and the creation magics we have so relied upon now hasten our downfall. But despair has not yet won out. La Brea and others of the Convocation are working to stem the chaos which threatens to engulf our star. Their plan requires great sacrifice. Elidibus Themis has already offered to give his life for our salvation. Yet there is another problem which must be dealt with, Pandæmonium, wherein are confined our most vicious creations. Even should we survive the final days, it will take time to restore order. If Pandæmonium's cells were breached and their prisoners set upon the star, our hard-won peace would be obliterated in an instant. Someone must stay behind to ensure that never happens. With Themis and La Brea otherwise indisposed, that responsibility falls to me. And that is why I must defy the directive of the Convocation. My soul will not be offered to manifest the will of the star, but instead consigned to eternal vigil. I know that in doing so the final days may take me. I may not live to see my duty upheld. That's why I have resolved to set this crystal adrift in the tides of the underworld. It contains memories of Pandæmonium from both my father and I, and shall bear this warning to the future, even if I cannot. I've imbued the crystal with magics that will attract it to my essence. Even should I journey through the underworld and be born anew, this message will reach me. Pandæmonium shall not be left unattended. If all else fails, then perhaps another man like my dear friend will come along. One with an almost unnatural ability to pick up the scent of trouble. I wonder where he is now. How many souls has he saved? And how many beasts has he slain since last we met? Alongside my warning, this memory shall carry a wish. Mingno, may we meet again. Now listen well. If anyone receives this message, you must come to Pandaemonium. Please make haste, I repeat. So basically Eric made a drift bottle through time. Message in a bottle or message in a crystal. So that he himself can find it again. Well, that dispels the last of my doubts. Thank you for humoring me. And now we come to this. Is it the heart of Sabik? Yep. The tie that bound Athena's memories to my body, no doubt. When I regained my senses, I found it on my person. Now it appears your efforts have left it bereft of memories. No trace remains of Athena. However, its power as Orisight yet remains, and it may prove to be a valuable trove of knowledge in the hands of the right researcher. I feel that fate has left it with me for a reason. I shall take my leave, but on behalf of my colleagues, nay, the entire star, I thank you both for putting an end to Athena's wickedness. Is it so wise to give it to him? Or to let him have it? I hope so. And you, Themis? What do you have to say to me?
I see. Then Hephaestus' story has been laid bare.
It's even voiced. They did a voiced one. Oh, that's great.
As has the nature of our mysterious crystal. The questions which led us into Pandemonium are answered, and soon order shall be restored. I too can fade away, unburdened by regret. I could not have reached this point without you, friend.
Sad to see you go again.
So many revelations. But there are more, if you would dig a little deeper.
Oh?
Elidibus's soul was plucked from the ethereal sea, and from it I was wrought. Surely you have a passing interest in what I remember, in what I feel.
Yes, I do.
You deserve what answers I can provide. While my memories of Pandaemonium are clear, all else is hazy at best. Perhaps Athena made me this way. Or perhaps it is the result of who or what I was before.
Probably the latter, yeah.
Still, I can recall vague figures. Scenes from my future and your past. At the Crystal Tower's peak, we clash. And later, from that self-same spire, I send you forth into our age, into Elpis. Why do I decide on such a course? Formless as these images are, I cannot say. However, I can hazard a guess. Somewhere within my fragmented memories, I catch a glimpse of our journey into Pandaemonium. A glimpse which shows not the path we took or the destination where it led us, yet by its very presence demands that you are required in Elpis. And even if that act is but one link in the chain of events which ends in Atheris' salvation, then this all has meaning. Our time together, every moment, is worthwhile, and I am unburdened by regret. That said, it is possible my motivations become something else entirely. That you would cross this vast expanse in the hopes of being reunited with your allies, a devotion that once would have baffled me. But after having been to the depths of that twisted prison and back, I think I can understand. Now, I have pulled back the curtain as far as I dare. The people of your age call this the Ethereal Sea, a name I quite enjoy, for it teems with life, each star a soul on its journey. And among these uncountable stars, it was yours that crossed my path. For that, I shall be forever grateful.
You and me both.
I wish you well on your journey. A journey as long as your star is bright. A journey not bound by the confines of this world or any other.
Goodbye, Themis.
How fascinating. The truths that dwell at the edge of sleep. The course of history is set by its victors. It is immutable, and yet should this star continue upon its path, look, the light.
Then what will happen? Welcome back, Migno. I hope you said farewell to Themis for me. Recent events have given me not only a new focus for my research, but also insight in my own origins. Truly, it is a gift I could never hope to repay. As La Habrea said, I'm not Eric, yet I bear a part of him inside me, and I shall do what I can to follow the traces he has left behind in the present day. A spark has been struck in my mind. I'm ready to pursue my research with a fervor the likes of which I have not had since in my youth. Doubtless I shall have need of you in the days and moons ahead. When that time comes, I only hope that you will once again lend me your sound counsel. Until then, may you farewell. Awesome, Jail. Great job. With both the Ethereal Sea and the Heart of the Beak to keep my mind occupied, I feel that I shall never again lack for fascinating discoveries to motivate my work. What do you know of Athena, huh? That topic has been keeping us quite busy as of late. Nemchiji and Ruseno have been a great help in making sense of all these fabulous tales. I shall call them at once so we can share our findings thus far. Oh. Even a cutscene. Our research into the Heart of the Beak has led us through many magnificent legends and tales from bygone civilizations, some of which mention or at least hint at the presence of Athena, Orosite and the High Seraph Ultima. While we have formed an operating theory based on our findings, it is impossible for us to confirm its feasibility. Given your experience with the High Seraph, however, I can think of no one better with whom to discuss it. Although we know not the precise timing of the High Seraph's visit to this star, we do know that Athena somehow came into possession of a mysterious crystal said to be the source of the destructive magic known as Ultima. According to La Habrea, it was Athena who gave this crystal the name of Orosite, and from her tireless research was born the Heart of the Beak. The Heart of the Beak contained not only Athena's memories, the concentration of ether unlike anything we have observed. Even a small portion of it could level mountains. It did, in fact, level Castrum Meridianum not so long ago. Records of your previous encounter with La Habrea imply that the heart was for a time in the hands of the Allegan Empire. Doubtless it was the Asian himself who gifted it to them, thus sowing the seeds of calamity. The Allegans made little progress towards penetrating its mysteries, but some scholars attribute the fact that they were able to use it all to theoretical encounters between Alex researchers and the High Seraph. No. Regardless of its journey, however, we do know that the Heart of the Beak returned to La Habrea's clutches soon after the fourth umbral calamity. The rest hardly bears going over again. Tracing the legends of Orosite back to their source suggests that the High Seraph may be the cause of countless tragedies, including our most recent one. Regardless of the Orosite's source, however, it was Athena's boundless ambition that set the wheels of tragedy in motion. I found one of La Habrea's remarks most odd. While we were discussing Athena, he said that he was a fool to think she could be confined. He didn't elaborate on the statement, but I think there is a possibility that Pandæmonium was built not as a prison for failed creations, but to contain his very own wife. We already know he was well aware of the influence Orosite had on Athena, It's not beyond the realm of possibility that Pandæmonium's true purpose was to keep her isolated from the other ancients. Even so, she had freedom enough to continue her research outside of La Brea's purview. Perhaps it was his love for her that kept him from tightening his grip on her activities. How goes your research? Fortunately for my assistants and I, my ordeal has left me none the worse for wear. I'm back at work with characteristics aplomb. Well, as much as aplomb as can be mustered while reviewing the many records which have piled up in my absence. Of course, I've made the proper shows of gratitude to Skolaks, Montigagno and Master Fortuneau for their efforts to search for me. Master Fortuneau was stone-faced, claiming they had only done his duty. The Skolak, on the other hand, seemed most eager to learn every detail. It takes all sorts, I suppose. Nemchichi. The more I try to make sense of what happened, the more my mind ties itself in knots. It will take weeks, or dare I say months, to navigate this maze of questions. I may have to suggest that Professor Claudian hire more assistants. With Athena's research put to decisive end, yes, things around here have returned to what one would almost call routine. But even so, we are as busy as ever. The Ethereal Sea must be analyzed thoroughly for any adverse effects caused by recent events. And Professor Claudian seems most eager to analyze the heart of Sabik. Although no trace remains of Athena's memories, there is yet power inside the crystal, and it still possesses the same corrupting influence of our sight. Naturally, as the most qualified to do so, it falls upon us to plumb its depths. Knowing the heart's history and the history of other crystals like it, the prospect does fill me with some dread, but not so much as to overpower my sense of curiosity. As long as we move forward with courage and caution, I am sure our finding can prove to be a boom of the scientific community and perhaps society at large. Scientific community. And where is Rusno? Over here. Well, I'm back to my days of fetching documents and assisting with various other errands. While I'm glad that Professor Claudian is back safe and sound, a short vacation would have been much appreciated. Well, that is the end to Pandæmonium. Closing thoughts right after I'm done. It's always difficult for me to put my thoughts into words right after a story is done. It will take some time for my thoughts to align themselves. But to be honest, by the end, pretty much everything seems to be resolved, except for that final warning Themis said while he was probably being reborn, or cleansed as such. Maybe once the next patch is in, we should come back here and see if they have something else to say. Well, until then, thanks for watching. Bye. Oh, I always forget to extract. Materia. $99, you couldn't have... oh well. At least something.